Hello, my name is Carlos Mestre from Team eEVA with Stephanie Lunn, and this is going to be an instructional video from an admin's perspective. I'll be giving you a brief overview on the functionality provided for the admins by the system and how one may use to provide content for the drinker's checkup system, aka DCU, or other future systems. The first step is going to be registering your account. You're going to go to the website. Currently it's under construction by the ASCL lab. Once it's complete, users will come to the site, register as an admin, and once they log in, they'll come to this home page where you have a navigation bar to the two main systems, State Machine and Survey Editor. The Survey Editor contains the content that will be added, while the State Machine manages it. Once you click on Survey Editor, you're given this list of surveys. It's in the form of a hierarchy with, just think about it as folders. Your largest folder is DCU. You have these inside, they're called forms, which you add by clicking on this button up here. And each form has its own elements, which are going to be your buttons and your HTML pages. For the drinker's checkup, we created the BAC results section. This is your blood alcohol concentration results based on the audit. So we created the form, and then you can click edit. Once you click edit, these are these elements, which will be your HTML pages and your buttons, like I said. In the bottom here, you have these 6 different types of buttons that you can add. Each has their own functionality. Add content adds your HTML. All you do is create your HTML outside of the system and copy and paste it into this text field. And you're provided this toggle editor in case you want to preview it before you put it into the system. So once you copy and paste it, you're able to update to save it. And you have to make sure you add these question and answers. What a question and answer is, it's a transition between two HTML pages. So you're going to click on add question and answer. In here is the description of the button, and next is what you want the user to actually either verbally say for the system to acknowledge or click on the next button. Once you do that, the users will be able to transition between whichever HTML pages they want, depending on whatever content you want to add to the system. You click update, and it's going to save it to the machine. Once you're done with a BAC, and you see our BAC is still there in the survey, we're going to go to our state machine. The state machine is just a state machine with different states and transitions in between, just like what's commonly known. And all you're going to do is click on new and load. Once you come here, complete intervention, for example, is our main system for the drinker's checkup. This contains all the states and transitions, and just like the folders in the other system, each one of these states may have substates, which has the elements. So remember that BAC that we just looked at? This BAC is going to contain all those elements. So first of all, I'm going to show you, these are the transitions in between. If at any point you need to delete a transition or delete a node, there's a delete button right here on the right. So we can just delete the transition if you need to transition from somewhere else. If you need to create a node, all these are contained in your machine inventory. So all your states that you've been creating, so the BAC form is listed right here. You click on it once, and it's going to create a node of type state BAC. Here you can title it, BAC. So we can delete this transition, create a transition here, and that's exactly what we had before. So once this is done, you want to make sure you save to the system. So now we want to edit the stuff that's inside the BAC. So you're going to go to your new load. Let's go to that state BAC, and now that's that state that we just looked at. So for example, right now we have a start and an end. You're always going to need a start and an end that's in a type of state empty. If not, the system will not function. So all you need to do is go to your machine inventory. Here's the type called state empty, and once you click on it, you'll be able to create your start. So you just type start, and you just delete this transition, and that's exactly what we had before. So just remember, you always need to have a start and an end that are connected. Now, these other nodes here are the next buttons. You see, next into an HTML, next into another HTML. This is how you transition between HTML pages on our system. In order to create these were the elements inside the forms. So you're going to go to your machine inventory, click on exec Mongo element, as many nodes as you want to add. As you can see, I clicked on it a few times, and basically that's exactly what we have here on the left. Each one of these nodes, let me clean it up a little, each one of these nodes has their own ID, reference number, and this box on the right here called can go back, which is some functionality that will be added in the future where users will be able to go back in the system. At the moment right now, every can go back needs to be listed as false. So once you're at your node, you can change the node ID to whatever you want. So let's call it, first page. Now this ID reference is going to be how it's going to know which element in the survey editor you created. So you're going to go to your tree view, and there's that hierarchy of folders I told you about. DCU, there's your BAC, and there's your element. So here's our first HTML page that we created. You click on it, it's going to create this little field right here that it automatically copies your clipboard when you click on it. Inside this text field, you're going to do a bracket, quotation mark, and make sure you close it off. And that's how it knows exactly which HTML page is saved in the survey editor in the system. So we're going to put that page here. We delete these transitions. So the next button will go to this first page, and the first page needs to lead to another next button to transition to the following HTML page. And you're going to click save. And that's basically how the system works, just like your typical state machine. So you're going to go back to your new load. Your BAC is still there. And another option that users have the ability to do are adding conditions to transitions. So if a user specifically says a word or a value is entered, that's another option. You just need to make sure that your IDs match. You always have a start and an end, and your transitions are all connected. Save, and you're set up. Log out, go test it in the system. Thank you very much, and good luck.